Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Derwent for our next finisher as the sun is starting to come down on the 29th of December. It is Maritimo 100 tacking just in front of us. How's that for timing? Absolutely stunning. Skipper Bill Barry-Cotter. This is his 100-footer with a boom furling mainsail. Hello. I mean, that's not the only thing you want about this boat, is it? Look at it. It's navy blue for a start, and anyone who follows Adventures of a Sailor Girl knows all my boats are navy blue. And look at this glorious vessel with the sun setting over the mountains. This is stunning. Now, Bill Barry-Cotter is the owner and the skipper. This is his third Rolex Sydney Hobart. The navigator is Doug Johnston, doing his second. Then we have Dim Balsam, Neil Shering doing his fifth. Jennifer Ning Kendall Barry-Cotter doing her 13th. McLean Payton doing her fifth. Mark Richards doing his 19th. Martin Lewis, Paul Wrench, Peter Britt doing his 18th. Peter Jones doing his 27th. Phil Armstrong doing his third. Philip Candler, Ross Willerton, Scotty Kaufman doing his 19th, and Steve Jackson doing his fifth. Oh my goodness, look at that. Out of Southport Yacht Club, that is just stunning. In the background, videographer Joshy Baird, aka Flaming Dwagon, says, "That's hot." That is just glorious. Look at the reflection off the hull. It's just glorious. Coming in nice and easy. A little bit of a reef. And in the distance, we can see the red spinnaker on Drumfire as well. So this is what we call Hamilton Island Division Blue. The pretty boats. My favourite too. Oh, glorious. There's a photographer on board taking photos of us, which is quite nice. Let's get in and see if we can see our reflection in the hull. It's just done a Rolex Sydney Hobart, and I reckon we could. It is absolutely stunning. Now, I have been told that this boat has several cabins, each with their own bathroom. And given that the two-toilet division is up for grabs, perhaps Maritimo 100 might be winning the two-toilet division online honours, Andrew. Drumfire just behind has Stacey Jackson on board, who's the defending champion. She was on Bumblebee 5 last year, which I think it was Bumblebee which won last year, yeah. But it also has air conditioning, so would have been nice on those chilly nights at sea. Oh, what a stunner. We're about a nautical mile from the finish line now. Highly likely that they'll stay on this tack for some time. We might just have enough light to get the finish of Drumfire as well. The breeze has eased substantially. Would not be surprised if it doesn't shut down at sunset. I'm going to read you a little bit about Maritimo 100. It's the last oyster 100 that was built, and it was purchased by the Maritimo principal, Bill Barry-Cotter, who's also the skipper and owner of this. He's done this race south, as did his brother Kendall, with Peter Jones in the skipper role. So Barry-Cotter's last race to Hobart was in 1975, when he enjoyed a divisional win in his self-built Carter 33 Ghost. The Oyster 100 has a large degree of creature comforts, as I mentioned, but according to those who have sailed her, it's absolutely no slouch. And if you can check it out right now, she is continuing to curve upwards and upwards and upwards as she heads along here on starboard. Definitely likes a nice long leg. Starting to stretch her legs now. What a beauty. Furling headsails, furling mainsail, powered winches. How gorgeous. What are they dining on for the Derwent cruise, says Francois Robert. Well, you know what? I'd have to ask them, but I'm pretty sure they have a chef on board. Maybe we interview the chef later. We could potentially do that. They can invite us for dinner, says Mimi on the bow. That's how we could have had lunch. We should have gone and met them at Tasman Island. Oh, what were we doing? We might let this media boat go in between us just so I can get back in towards her stern here, ready for the tack. Few waves coming. I could tell he was going to go inside us, so there was no point fighting it. Whee! We'll come in on the stern here instead. Tacking over. Gosh, she's beautiful. Look how high she is. The sides are higher than our T-top on our rib here. Just stunning. Going well out to the right-hand side of this finish. The breeze is all channeling down from underneath the bridge that you can see directly in front of us. The last skerricks of this westerly, I feel. As the sun goes down, sometimes this breeze does start to die. So we'll get the last kicks from the right-hand side of the river. They do know it well by the sounds of things, or by the looks of things. Just checking. It looks like Drumfire still has their spinnaker up. They're still in that southerly. There's a big gap of no breeze now in between that southerly and this westerly. I think this westerly is starting to retreat. bit of a gap in between this and the next, or can Drumfire sneak across that transition zone and make it in before sunset? We will not know for sure. Andrew Bradshaw, I can just see your question there. Why aren't they carrying a full main? Well, I guess they're quite happy cruising at this speed. It's the joy of owning a boat. You can choose exactly how hard you want to push it. That's totally up to them. Bill Barry-Cotter obviously happy to be cruising along at this pace. Just looking at the overall standings on line honours, this 100-footer will be 19th across the line. It's done very well. On IRC overall, earlier today, the Celestial Volvo 70 was named provisionally as the winner overall. And in Division 0, Division 1, Caro leads the way. Division 2, Woodsbar, the Caprice 40. Division 3, we've done a lot of these finishes today. Kokoti, the JPK 1180. Division 4, we just did the finish with Mistral, the first double-hander, also leading on double-handed IRC. Now Division 5, Love and War, once a 3-time winner on IRC in this race overall, is also leading Division 5, followed by Disco Trooper Contender Sailcloth. So the race is on still for Division 5. Almost on lay here. I would expect attack very soon. We're actually going to go see if we can get across their bow for this tack. Perhaps not. They're too big. Wow. We can't even fit them in the frame. Look at that. Wow. Stunning. They will have one more tack in this. I thought they were going to lay, but as you can see, this breeze is starting to, can I say cark it? It is fading fast. And this big 100-footer, the Oyster 100-footer, is slowing down substantially as well in response to the dying breeze. Just looking for any kind of skerrick to get themselves to the finish now. They will have another tack now. Oh, we are crawling. Their headsail is actually backing. They've got a massive header here. We're just going to sit back. As you can see that header flapping. Big, big header. And this does not bode well. I can see Drumfire in the distance. Their spinnaker is absolutely limp. The Derwent is shutting down. It sure makes a pretty picture. Look at the light. Look at the header. Far out. They're now down about 90 degrees on where they would like to be going. They'll have to tack this over and hope for the best. We're pointing back towards Rest Point. You can see the yacht club just through our bow. They'll tack across us now and they're hoping they can inch their way in. It's starting to glass out. Only just on lay still. Just limping towards the finish here. She's a big bus. There's the finish line straight in front of us. They just need some momentum now. And I'm not sure which way the tide's going. I'm not sure in again yet. That would be useful to them, I feel. Though it might start to actually pull them to starboard as well, because that's where the tide runs, is up under the river. So up under that bridge. Just a little shout out to Jeremy Ford. He did say approximately 2 hours ago that he felt that the Derwent may shut down in approximately 2 hours. He may have been spot on. The good news is we got one last finish in, team. The bad news is it might be dark for Drumfire. Come on, Maritimo. You've got this. Now, there's another question about the mainsail. It's not our choice. That's their choice. I think we just let sailors do what sailors want to do. And you're welcome for the goosebumps. It's absolutely beautiful. And Rob Douglas, thank you so much. We won't look at the light. Rob Douglas can't help himself. He was out for the Mistral finish and he's still watching from shore. It is absolutely glassing out here. Come on, wind. We need a helicopter. Right, everybody, adventurers, are you ready to blow? 1, 2, 3. Oh, their jib's backing. Bear away, bear away. There we go. Bow down. Come on, little puppy. The Oriton spinnaker has just filled again out there. Maybe this southerly will fill in now. Oh, this is so tough. And you know how I said a few hours ago that We'd had breeze for 24 hours. This is more like the Derwent we know and love. This is tough. The finish is right there. That spinnaker's gone limp again. There is no wind. If you've just joined us, we're live on the Derwent with the Maritimo 100 doing 0.5 knots, 0.4 knots. It is very, very light out here. We are about 300 metres from the finish line. And they had a beautiful breeze coming up from a Possum Bay. But unfortunately, it has completely faded away. Using the jib to back them around. Hopefully now they can find some momentum to get them towards the line, coming in on a hotter angle. Look at the sky. Okay, flappy sail, there's a little puff on the water. Let's hope they can get some momentum here. There we go, I can feel wind. Breathe a sigh of relief for these guys and girls on board. Feels like if we speak, we might use some of the wind. And guys, I'm basically whispering because it's so quiet out here now. There's no wind. And I'm just willing this boat to cross the line. You can see them wandering around, just hoping we're all but becalmed. This is super tough. And if I speak too loudly, I think the guys on the yacht will actually be able to hear me. So it's a bit weird. Just looking back to Drumfire, they've now dropped their spinnaker. And they will be praying for wind as well. Yeah, we're now about 100 metres from the line. They just got a massive header. I'm a little bit too close now. I'm just going to back up. Oh, golly, golly, gosh. I have been in this position before with the Yacht Blackjack 100. They got becalmed maybe a little bit further out than this, maybe 200 metres further. And they had to put their anchor down, and they waited for 10 hours for the breeze to fill in. Literally could see them from Constitution. They waited until the morning for the breeze to come in. as part of the race. It just shows you that this race can be windy. It can be nothing. You can sail double-handed like the last finish that we did on a 34-footer, or with a bunch of your mates on a 100-footer. Oh, I think they've just gotten a breath of wind. Isn't she beautiful, Ethan? Just saw Ethan's comment. She's the sexiest boat in the fleet. She's the sexiest boat. Drumfire's the most beautiful, I think. But yeah, these two boats that are finishing next to be 19th. This should be 19th on line honours, and 20th will be Drumfire unless a smaller boat catches her up when there's no wind. And they are definitely the two most glorious boats in the fleet. Unfortunately, we won't be able to show off Drumfire, as I'm pretty sure the sun will be down when they finish now. Could be a very long wait. Now doing 1 knot. We doubled our speed, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? This reminds me of line honours last year. This is about how fast we were going, weren't we, Joshy? Yeah. When the two Maxis were racing into the finish. This is about the pace we were going. Another little header. Sails flapping. Oh, there's breeze filling in. Amelia, and you get ready just to show this puff to the right of us. There's breeze filling in from Constitution Dock right now. I'm not sure if you can see it. There's a line just at that white cruiser. Hopefully that fills in and we can get this 100-footer across the line. They've just started moving. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It's just coming past the marks of the finish now. This might be enough. This might be the Westerlies' last punch. Come on. Come on. It's classy. Come on. They're all looking at it too. Willing it here. You can see it just filling in to the right now of this beautiful boat. Someone has commented, get the paddles out. That would be ideal. Unfortunately, no outside assistance. You're not allowed to use anything but the wind to propel you forward, essentially. So you can put out an anchor, as I mentioned, to stop you going backward, but you can't use anything to make forward, if that makes sense. Here we go. Breeze building. Okay, they're moving. We're doing 2 knots. Come on. Oh, Kate Warren's in the CYCA watching. Excellent. Lovely to have you. Just looking down there, it looks like Drumfire's still in a southerly, but they've dropped their spinnaker. Hard to tell from here. We are at about 4 nautical miles from them. Oh, the Rolex flag has started to fly on the back of Maritimo 100. That's always a good sign. Fingers crossed this will be their last tack over. We're we're perpendicular to the centre of the finish line now. That bodes well for attack, which I'm guessing is coming up. Here we go, the wheel's going over. Hooray! And through comes the jib. And around comes this absolutely stunning Oyster 100. Only one of their boat lengths and a little bit to the finish from here. I think everyone's holding their breath, just wheeling them across. It's a low angle, but I think they'll lay. Oh, look at this. This is just stunning. Oh, this is stunning. Oh, about a quarter of a boat length. They're just about to cross the line. Look at the sky. And this boat will finally get across the finish line in about 20 seconds. Here. What a relief. Woohoo! Hooray! Finished. So good. A little bit of breeze to boot. Great to see them across the line. The 19th finisher in the 79th edition of the Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race. We'll leave them here. Oh my goodness, I bet they're absolutely ecstatic. What a stunning vessel. What a beautiful finish. Oh, long, but beautiful. Stay tuned to Sailor Girl HQ.